Hello.
Hello.
I hope you are all doing well. So in today's meeting, we are going to talk about our expansion as Acme. As you all know, we want to build Acme's manufacturing in Vietnam to facilitate the sales in India and China. So in order to, to facilitate this sale, we want to make some consideration for moving the manufacturing arm of the company overseas. The first consideration will be political. Talking about political, for Acme to operate in Vietnam, it has to know the political situations that is in Vietnam. This is because the political is not when the politics is not stable, that one can't facilitate the operation of Acme. But when it is stable, the business of Acme in Vietnam will run smoothly. Talking about another consideration is economic environment. When the Acme has high the high GDP rate, this will facilitate the work of Acme in Vietnam. But when the the economy is not performing well, the Acme is going to fail. So this has to be considered because to help the Acme to know how it can work in this in the economy of the Vietnam. We also have to consider technology. When we talk about technology, you all know this is manufacturing project we want to establish in Vietnam. So we have to know the technology that is in Vietnam that is going to facilitate the work done by Acme. This is going to help the Acme's work to to perform well in this country. Another consideration is adaptability. Talking about adaptability, we have to consider how Acme is going to be able to adapt to the new changes that are in Vietnam. When we Acme members are able to adapt to the changes that are within Vietnam, this is going to help us to attract more customers in Vietnam and as well as in China and India. So this requires Acme to adapt the changes that are within in this country. Another thing is about transportation. Of course, if it is transporting goods from Vietnam to India to China, Acme has to consider the way how this transportation is going to be done to be able to reach in those countries. The last thing is about availability of skilled workers in Vietnam. This is going to help Acme to get skilled workers who are going to produce high quality goods that will outcompete other business organizations that are within Vietnam. To continue with this, I'm going to talk about some of the risks that organization can meet when it uses offshoring. The first risk is about political and country risk. According to SETI 2008, the offshoring is done is when you want to offshore in any country, you have to be familiar with the risks that you can meet with. For example, when you meet with political risk, the country can sometimes refuse to allow you to operate in that country, which is when you are not originally located in that country. Another risk is culture risk. As you all know, different countries has different cultures. So this becomes a risk because sometimes a country may not allow your organization to operate in that country based on their own cultures that are different. Another risk is contractual risk. Some countries, in some countries, it is not easy to accept the contract from other from for organization from other countries. So it may be another risk. The last risk is business continuity risk. Sometimes the businesses lack continuity in the business in the country where it is not originally located, which is a very big risk, because making a follow up on that business which is offshore to that country, it's not easy. Though there are some benefits of offshoring to the businesses. According to Julia 2016, the first benefit is global talent pool. Since the many people are different, since you operate in another country, you were able to get people with different talents, which leads to the production of high quality of the organization. In addition to that, there is also business growth. Business growth, when you talk about business growth, it's because when you offshore your organization, you are able to reach on different countries, which leads to the expansion of the business. Another thing is lower costs. When we talk about lower costs, it's because when you offshore in a country, you are able to make a research and know what does it require to operate in that country, and know the cost of living in that country, which will help you to know that how you can budget for your business. The last benefit is time zone benefits. As you all know, different countries have different time zones. So when you offshore in in another country, you are able to work in different hours, since you will be operating in different countries with different time zones. Thank you so much. I hope this presentation helped you a lot. Thank you.